My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the holy word of God of 16th November 2022. The trust, rich but wasted. The indicative of our reflection in life, often suffering and misery is not always because of the lack or scarcity of resources or abilities, but because of the lack of goodwill and personal application. In the Gospel, we have the famous parable of talents. Usually, it is interpreted as encouraging and challenging us to discover and develop our talents. This is a valid direction of reflection, but we can expand it a little more. We can apply it to the whole life in its entirety. The Gospel mentions a nobleman who goes to a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and then return. This can very well indicate Jesus himself. He is sent by the Father from heaven to the far country of the earth to establish his kingdom and then return. As the nobleman in the parable is hated by his citizens, so too Jesus was hated by his own people, the Pharisees and scribes. Just as the people sent a delegation after him, saying, "We do not want this man to reign over us," so too Jesus' people constantly reject him, resisting his reign over them. Now, just as the nobleman entrusted 1 mina each to 10 of his servants before he left, so too Jesus is entrusting the riches of his blessings, the treasure of his grace. In deference to Matthew 25:14 to 30, where the master gives 5, 2, and 1 talents to 3 of his servants, here in Luke, 10 servants are given equally 1 each mina. The point is clear. All of us are given God's spiritual riches. There is no exemption or exclusion or discrimination concerning God's grace. We are blessed with varied talents. We are expected to put them to use and to be responsible and diligent. We must be productive and bring out abundant fruits. On his return, the Lord would see a reckoning. The first 2 prospered 1 mina into 10 and 5 respectively. They are appreciated and rewarded richly with 10 and 5 cities respectively. Their fidelity in small things brings a rich reward, but the last one hid it unused in a handkerchief and gives back to the master. Now, the imperative for our life: the more we have zeal and productivity, the more we will be blessed. It is like the 24 elders who remained faithful and are clothed in white garments in heaven.